move over to the third section of number 1, over there on the right. Okay? So let's recap our success system. What do we do? Well,
Share.
we do what I just did.
Yeah.
So my question to all of you is, could you learn how to put contents of a capsule into a snack pack? Is anybody's job harder than that?
No.
When you leave here. Okay, good, because I want to make sure. How about dropping some Soothe in a glass of water? Do you think you could put 2 drops? If you drop 3, it's all right. We'll let it slide. Can you put some drops in there? Right?
Yes.
And can you help somebody else watch some TV through a device that you have? Right? My point is, if you can do that, you can find like-its and love-its. That's all we do. I love that because in my past, all I ever did was I had to sell to build. I love that the pitch is the same no matter what. And then you sort yourself out. You tell me what you are. I either want it or I want to get paid on it. If you can duplicate that, the Maryland marketplace is going to be enormous. We will be coming back and we will be going into hotels and we'll literally have to run 2 and 3 sessions back to back because we're not going to be able to hold everybody in.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what happens if we just duplicate this, because the more we can tell people, I achieved this because I don't sell anything. Right? It just, and then there's going to be a bunch of Jeeps outside, which you're going to see here in a moment. Then it becomes a lot of fun. Okay? Now, let's move to number 2. Number 2 is how we get paid. Okay? The compensation. So, we get paid 2 different ways. The first is when you do it. The second is when they do it. We'll talk about what they mean. Right? When you do it, well, first of all, how do you do it? We
Share it.
For like-its
Or
and
love it.
love-its. That's all we do. That's how we do it.
Mm-hmm.
But do you know who's going to like it and who's going to love it before you share it?
No.
We're just telling you that they're going to sort themselves out. So if they like it, right, then over on the left there, those are the customer point values that you get when you get one. So if I became a customer and Aurelio back there became a customer, right, and let's say I bought a bottle of Life, and Relly needs to replace his Soothe clearly based on what I use, right? And we buy it from your site, you're going to get 80 plus 45. That's the total that you're at, right? So that's 125. The company sums all your like-its throughout the course of a 30-day period. And then you go down to the chart below, and you just say, where did I fall? Right? If you're between 0 and 199, you get 10% of that number in a check. If you get past 200, which isn't hard to do, now you're making 20% on whatever the number is. And of course, if you hit 1,000, you're going to get a check for $350. You understand?
Yeah.
And this happens every single month. The beautiful thing is, you don't have to do anything but share it for like-its and love-its. Now, if they like it and they want an auto ship, you could be hitting these numbers every month. You understand? So let's say you get up to 1,000, but you got a bunch of TV subscribers. That's monthly anyway. Automatic. Somebody says, I want to get, this is a month's supply, this is a month's supply, I want to commit to it. Now you're hitting these numbers and that check is coming in because of just sharing the product. And now you're making that kind of money. It can be powerful, right? So that's the personal customer side. Then we move to what happens when you have a team. Because again, you don't know when you're going to have somebody that likes it or loves it, but I can guarantee you, you're going to have both. And the proof of it is we have love-its in the room. These are people that saw this before you, that loved it and wanted to get paid. So it does work, right? It's just a matter of we just didn't know who was who. Now, it says there rank up for monthly team bonuses, all right? This company has some kind of a love affair with Jeeps. Okay? And I like it.
I do.
All right? They have a love affair with Jeeps. And this is about one of the classiest things I've seen a company do. At a very low-end, achievable rank for anybody that gives this some time, this company will offer you a Jeep stipend for whatever Jeep you want. It doesn't even have to be brand new. Look, it has to have 4 wheels, okay? You can't be so old, right? But there's some parameters. A couple years for most of them, I think up to 5 for a Wrangler. It can be, and it doesn't matter whether you're making payments, they give you the payment. Okay, so the way this works is, if you look into the kind of the blue, purple, the darker blue area, it says drive to Jade. Everything is about getting a Jeep. Our goal is to create Jeep drivers here. I don't think anybody would have a problem with getting a car they don't have to pay for. Right? So, the way we do that is we're going to personally sponsor 3 active associates. You see that? What is that translated to? 3 love-its. How do you get love-its?
Share it.
And they'll love it on their own. Right? Okay? And then when that organization gets to 1,500 in qualified group volume, which is based on like-its, the people that come in and now they're sharing, and you get to 1,500, then you qualify for the position of Jade. You follow that little black line over to where Jade is and look down the column. And basically what the first one is, Jeep plus residual for $600. If you have a Jeep, and all you got to do is send them a piece of paper to proof that you have the Jeep, and then you got to stick a sticker on the side of it. Okay? I'll show you an example of it on my phone when we're done, because I just left Miami and he went overboard, but it was awesome. Okay? All right? But, you know what I mean? But you get a $600 payment. If you don't have a Jeep, it's at least $250. Okay? So the Jeep stipend is $350 in that case. Jeep plus residual. Okay? The requirements are below. It shows it. 1,500 in group volume. We showed that in the box. 100 in personal volume, and then 3 directly sponsored people. Okay? Now, the goal in our company is to promote up. And the way to do it is to create Jeep drivers. That's what we do. You're going to see how it works. The next position is Pearl. Right? You see that when you get to Pearl, your Jeep Plus residual is $1,000 a month. Okay? And the requirements are $5,000, right? But look at the bottom row. What is that row labeled?
6.
Average Jeep drivers. So don't worry about getting 5,000 in volume. Here's what we got to do. We got to help 3 people on your team get a Jeep. Right? You want to get to the next rank of Ruby? We got to help 6 people get to a Jeep, and you're making $2,000 a month, period, in the company.
Oh, man.
Right? We help 6 people that might get a little excited to do a little sharing, forget selling, sharing to get a Jeep. Like, I could find 600. I don't know about the 6, right? Let's repeat that.
I know that's right.
Right? We got to find 6 people that can be motivated enough to get a Jeep for free through simply sharing, not selling. I've never seen anything like that, and that's why I'm merging with this company. Happily married. Okay? 5. Look, next one up. Sapphire, $5,000 a month, $9,500 a month. Look at the Jeep driver, 16, 32. But remember, if you create me as a Jeep driver, what do you also have? A person who's going to turn around and create Jeep drivers. So when you see that number 32, that's not you getting 32. You could have 15 people, and they all get 1 more each. Now you're at 30. You see what I'm saying? Like, we divide and conquer. This can get very interesting very quickly, right? Look, I know you already went to the right. You're ahead of me, right? $135,000 a month at Blue Diamond. The company has Blue Diamonds now. You got to go.
I got to go.
You're in already.
Yeah. I'm already in.
Like it or love it. You hear that? Love it.
I gotta get 3 people, $1,500.
There it is.
$100.
And we send you a Jeep. How
And then I
about
make about 20 Jeep drives.
There it is. See you later. Let's get a head start.
Before
Right?
you have to stop again, I have to go as well because I have a show tonight.
Okay.
But I'm already in. I
Like
already
it or love it?
I'm a triple diamond.
Triple diamond. Love it. Right? By the way, that's how you see what I'm asking at the end? Like when I'm done, this is all we do. I don't say, do you see yourself partnering with us? And all that MLM hoopla we used to talk about. I just walk up there and go, like it or love it. Like it or love it. You've heard it so many times. Like it or love it.
Like
And we
it
don't
or
care. I mean, we care. You understand?
Make a
It's like, we're not going to lose sleep over it. You know, some do, some don't. Whatever. We move on. Okay? Nice to meet you, though.
You too.
Okay. All right, so you get the concept of the payouts.
Yeah.
Right? So that's the money that you make. I like it. It's clean. For anybody that has any network marketing experience in the room, my favorite part about this comp plan is that you know exactly what you make when you get to a rank. In the last 3 companies I was in, When you asked me, how do you make $5 grand a month? My answer had to be, it depends.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It depends. Why should it depend? Right? Here's what you make. Okay? Number 3, down at the bottom. Now, to become a Tranont associate, normally, it's $99 to get started. Okay? I'm going to pretend it's January the 2nd right now when I do this part, because there's something really interesting for those that are involved in December before the Magic Day. We'll talk about that. But to become a Tranont associate is a $99 fee to start your business. And then you need to commit for under $1 a day. Your overhead is a $25 what we call web shop. It provides your store, they upkeep the whole store, online presence, and your back end reporting and so on, right? A plethora of stuff that allows you to run a business, because you want to be able to run it and track it. In the beginning it's easy because you just have a few things. But as your group gets larger, bigger, better, stronger, more Jeep drivers, guess what? You want to be able to track it. The company gives you all the tools that you need for under $1 a day. If you look a little further down, and I apologize, this is an area, this is a brand new presentation. We're all very happy with it, except there's a couple areas that are hard to read. We are going to fix that, don't worry. It was hard for us to tell until we got out here and put it into practice. But I can explain it, but guarantee you, when I get home, this will be the first thing that we're updating. But you have to make a day 1 decision when you get started with Tranont. Normally. And that decision is do I want to go after these builder bonuses? And below that, it's hard to read, but the company has up to $37,000 in bonuses on the table above and beyond what you just saw here, based on building quicker versus slower. Now, it's your choice, but if you think you can create Jeep drivers a little quicker and you want to get yours quick and you can help others do it quick and you want to work at it, well then there's a $2,000 bonus for achieving the position of Pearl in under 90 days. Right? There's a, what is it, go to 5,000 if you do Ruby in under 120 days. Then there's a $10,000 bonus for Sapphire in 6 months. And then there's a $20,000 bonus if you hit Emerald in under a year.
Yeah.
You hit them all, right? But here's what's interesting. Now I have to kind of stop here because there's a few things going on that has everybody excited in this room. And remember I talked about the phenomenon of our company merging and how it created this like crazy Black Friday sale thing that I mentioned earlier? Well, let me tell you what happens if you get started today. The $99 is waived.
Woo! Like, yeah.
Right? If you come into our company. So what they're doing is we're taking our database, right, and moving it in to Tranont. That's what we're doing. We're just not doing it until the 2nd. Does that make sense? We have existing distributors already. We're moving over. They're allowing my distributors to come in for nothing. Okay? Now, my company, you can get in for free and a $30 web shop. So it's $30 if you want to get in. But that 30 is going to go away at the end of the month, and you're going to drop it down to 25 when you move into Tranont. You understand? So you pick up 5 and then you don't pay the 100. Okay? So that's all that's the only difference there. But here's the other thing. Everyone's a builder. And the clock starts on January 2nd.
Yeah.
So, what we're doing, okay, is we have allowed people the ability to market My Life TV because those sales and that volume transfers over to Tranont as if you did it in January. We also added all the other products. Tranont products, we added them to our My Life stores. And so people are buying these. Anybody in the room already been doing it? Look, right? So they're getting volume for this, except it's not counting over here. We're waiting until we get, that's my fault, until we get over there. And so volumes are transferring. Let me be specific. Relly, if you don't mind, okay? He has been building his business in My Life. Distributors are coming in, and then you've got My Life TV subscribers, you've got people getting the Soothe, people getting the Life, and all the pills and all that stuff, because we've given you that ability. We're not even there yet. And what position do you think you're at right now?
We're looking at right now Sapphire.
Sapphire. So we have the clock, you know, the gun has not gone off yet. And he's already looking at a $5,000 a month income the day we get there. And the month isn't over yet. I know we're talking, he and I have had a conversation, and he's looking at potentially Emerald by the time we get there. Okay? But here's the even better part. You know those builder bonuses, those fast starts, right? He's going to get
Right, because it's
the 2, the 5, and the 10 in one day.
Wow.
Do you understand? So, look, it's like being able to run a marathon that has a huge reward, except they tell you to do it 3 weeks before everyone else goes. You understand? Like, that's what's happening right now. And that's the reason I'm here in Maryland. I could have waited until we were already there, but I'm like, why? Why don't we create as many Jeep drivers, right, as many rank ups as we possibly can over the next 3 weeks, especially when everyone's trying to make some New Year's resolutions right now. They're not going to make a resolution on January 2nd. I got news for everybody. It's already New Year's, right? Right? Let's get everybody we can exposed to this, right? Lock in your organizations, get some product for your own personal use, and start marketing this as if we're already there. Every order that comes in right now is being treated as a January 2nd order in Tranont. And then you're going to have 30 days from then to hit whatever rank you can, because they don't look at where you're at until the end of the month. You understand? So you have 3 weeks plus 31 days. What can we do in that time? A lot of stuff. Okay, and I know we've got people already lined up for Jeeps too. Anybody else in the room? How many we got already?
We probably got in the room at least 4.
At least 4 people that, if we moved over today, they're already picking out their Jeeps.
Yeah.
They probably already have picked out their Jeeps. Right? We want to create as many as we possibly can because it's visual proof. Okay? When January hits and I come back here, I'll come back in January. Okay? When I come back, we're going to do an event someplace, except we're going to start seeing more and more Jeeps with Tranont logos on the side.
Oh, yeah.
And you want to talk about people thinking, asking themselves, what do we all ask at the end of a meeting? Does it work? And can I do it? Well, the does it work is going to be covered when you walk outside.
You see all the Jeeps.
Right? You're going to see all the Jeeps. It's just really classy what they do. Okay? Last thing, they've got these packs right here. You can take advantage of. We have them on our site. When you pick the pack, you end up getting the personal volume that you need to be a builder. You are a builder already, but we'll give you advice on what to do. But the last part on the right, this whole section here is the wealth strategy. Remember I told you they take a personal interest in helping you from start till the end, till retirement? Well, they take a 3-step approach. We call it Operation Rank Up, Operation Cleanup, and then Operation Retirement. Okay? Rank Up is what we just talked about. Let's get you to Jade. Let's start creating Jeep drivers. Create an income for you. Operation Cleanup is let's get rid of through the services, because again, these guys have a lot of experience with financial planning. Okay? They have restoration services, identity theft protection, tax monitoring, you name it. They've helped people. I'm blown away with the amount of people they've cleaned up. So it's not only about making some money, but cleaning up some problems, okay, that people have through an actual plan. The point is, if you're going to build a skyscraper, you want floor number 1 to be good. Otherwise, we have some whacked skyscraper by the time we're done, right? You had a question?
No, they have life insurance also.
Yes, we have life insurance as well. Well, that's the long term. That's over on the right? Yes, we have life insurance. You can actually become a certified you could literally get your license and become an agent, but at the very least, you can get the life insurance. They have people set up long term. I'm like looking, I've had a chance to talk to people in the company, and when I compare them to leaders in my company before this merger, they're just making money. When I'm talking to them, there's this feeling of security that I'm envious of. And I'm thinking to myself, why didn't we think to do that? Well, you know what? My skills were not in some of the areas these guys have. And that's what makes this marriage really, really good for me. and for my distributors, which I've always said on every call are my number one asset.
Yes.
Always. I haven't had one call in 6 years where I did not start by saying, you are our number one asset. And how can I turn away an opportunity like this if you're number one and I can put you in a better place, right? And it also allows me to be in a better place because I'm going to get back in the field again. The only reason I started my life, because I lost faith in owners. I did, right? I lost faith in owners. There's some really not so good owners out there. So I ended up having to do some things I don't normally do in order to make sure I could make it happen. But where my sweet spot is doing this right here. I like getting on the road, and you know, I haven't felt like this in a long time. So anyway, I'm excited about it. I'm excited to impact. We have this system from start to finish set up for you. You have fantastic leadership. Aurelio Evans here. I don't know if you want to say a few words. I mean, you're welcome.